Pathfinder College of Management and Accounting, Picoma, present to you a practical accounting career talk, a discussion on core career issues brought to you by Dr. Onomoya, President, and our guest speakers are Mr. Jide Sunday Omolade and Mr. Asaka Isaac. Stay tuned and do not skip a second.
So this is a Pathfinder College of Management and Accounting, and we are hosting a career meeting or a career talk among ourselves, among professional accountants. And what we'll be doing today is to discuss basically on the practicality and the totality of accounting as it affects individual accountants, whether in Nigeria or abroad. So the questions is going to be very, very massive. I don't have questions of my own, okay? My questions are personal, but every other persons here have their questions, okay? Maybe how to get a freelancing job, okay? Or maybe, do you know anybody who has gotten admission, who has gotten a travel ticket in Nigeria because he has a chartered accountant certificate? All those things are questions. Or do you know about a site where we can actually log in or we can actually follow so that we can get updates on foreign accounting jobs? Is accounting ICANN certification acceptable outside the boundaries of Nigeria? Do you have any friends at all who has gotten offers outside Nigeria with their ICANN or BSc certificate? All these are career discussions, and I'm not going to be answering all these questions. All right. So we have two guests with us: Mr. Isaac, who is from Lagos, who is an accountant, and Mr. Jide Omolade, who is also an accountant, will be assisting us to provide solutions to these questions. Apart from that, we can also throw the questions to the floor. All right, we can also throw the questions to the floor. So anybody can also bring in their own answers to each question that has been posed to this particular board or to this particular meeting. So please, we entertain all questions. If you want to ask us, you would like to ask, what is the maximum salary you have ever seen that an accountant earns? Because I said, somebody told me that he's not sure that there's any accountant that earns up to ₦1 million. Somebody said, I don't think there's somebody that even earn up to 1.5 million. The biggest accountant in Nigeria, I'm not sure they even earn up to 1.5 million naira. So we want people to address this issue. We want to discuss this issue at length. We want to get, do you know anybody that has earned up to that? Do you know anybody that is living where? What is the highest standard of living for a professional accountant or for somebody that is an accountant? All right. Is accountant a good profession at all that we should even venture into if we want to be big boys or big ladies? So I'll be asking some of the questions. Floor members can also ask questions. But please, if you need to ask any question or if you want to ask any question, all you need to do is to either drop the question via the chat. I will pick the question and refer it to any of the guests. Secondly, you can raise up your hand. There's a feature here that you can raise up your finger, just raise up your hand that you want to ask a question. We'll only allow you to ask that question only if your background is not noisy. So if you know you are in transit or you're in a market square or somewhere that is very busy, or I don't know, just know that you can unmute. So you can only ask your questions via the chat box. But if you know you are home listening to us right now, you can ask your question even by raising up your hand. Please do not interrupt. Just raise up your hand before you unmute, and then you cannot ask your question. I don't know if we are good to go. Mr. Jide, are you ready for us? Mr. Isaac, is he still here? Are you ready for us?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So let's open the floor. Let's open the floor first. Let's open the floor. So this is it here. Now, of the section of accounting, there was nothing like practical accounting. I'm not saying that there's nothing like practical accounting in totality, but the idea of everybody coming into this field where everybody wants to learn what practical accounting is, which was never a career path or which was never a training path for people to go into about 10, 15 years ago. Okay, just like data analytics. Everywhere you go now, you hear people say data analytics. It is not like we don't do data analytics at work then, but now it becomes more pronounced. Everybody wants to do data analytics. Everybody wants to do financial modeling. So why did you think that the accounting profession shifted from just theoretical knowledge now to this area where everybody wants to learn practical accounting? What must have led to this era of practical accounting? Any of my guest speaker can do that. I don't know if my question is clear. Why must everybody go into the era of practical accounting? Why can't we remain from that era where once you have your BSc or you have your certificate, you can just, go into searching of job directly? Nobody wants to learn how it is done. But this period now, everybody is learning it. On Facebook, on social media, you see different training arms launching practical accounting trainings, and people are subscribing to this training. What may have led to this era that we are currently experiencing in accounting? Mr. Isaac, can you go with that, please?
Yeah, if you ask me, I would say it's because of the technological advancement. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are with you.
Yes. In the past, the technology was not at the height the way it is now. So now things have changed and the technology is going higher and higher. So people need the practical aspect of it. And that's the reason why the practical aspect of accounting is being pronounced.
But in the past, we used Excel, isn't it? About 20 years ago, we still use Excel. About 15 years ago, we still use Excel. Now we still use Excel. Over 10 years, 15 years ago, we still use accounting software. Now we still use accounting software. So what is the difference in the technology that you're referring to, sir?
And the difference is the apps we use now, some of them are a bit different from the Excel you talk about. You get me?
Okay.
Then we use Excel, and then maybe some people focus only on Excel. But now we have QuickBooks in place. You have Sage, you have some other cloud accounting apps that we use. And an accountant need those apps to get some information, maybe extract some information, integrate them in Excel before they can generate any reports or bring out any meaningful information. That's the reason why I said that maybe it's because of the technological advancement. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Let's go to Mr. Jide. Mr. Jide, do you have something to add to the first guest? Do you have something to add up to what the first guest have said? Why are we moving to this era? Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, my professional colleagues.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. The major reason I could fathom from that question is, in the olden days, the graduates were not much then. But in this our era, we are seeing many students writing jam. In the olden days, during our own time, jam examination is being held in a day throughout the federation. Is once jam will conduct their exams. But let's look at these days now. This is our new era. They are now writing jam. They are using 4 days, 5 days to write jam. So for us to know that many people, many parents just want to make sure their children get well educated. Now, by so doing, the Nigerian system is producing many graduates. Many graduates are outside there. So what could now make them to stand out of their fellow graduates is by them first look into the profession that is in vogue, which is accounting. You can never get it wrong in the accounting profession, no matter what, and it's for life. People must do business, people must do one or two things, people must employ the services of an accounting statement, and what is making them to stand out is being a qualified chartered accountant. To be sincere with you, during this last diet that we wrote on Thursday, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I saw many of the foundation skills. If I should ask, this one will tell me he studied Yoruba. This one will tell me he studied chemistry. This one will tell me he studied mathematics. So all of them were now jumping into the accounting profession. So what will now make you to stand out is by you to looking for 1 or 2 additional qualifications to be added to your ICANN certificate. So I think that is that's why the accounting, that's the addition to what my guest said. So
Thank you very much, Mr. Jide. Okay. So we've gotten 2 points now. I believe the participants are actually jotting 1 or 2 things from here. So we've gotten 2 points. We are trying to ask, why is there a shift from the theoretical knowledge of accounting down to the practical era? And the 2 guests has given us 2 powerful answers. Okay. So Mr. Jide just said that maybe because of the increase in those that are now flocking into the accounting field, that is why there's a need for us to, differentiate ourselves by learning something that's going to make us look outstanding, or that's going to give us preference to other individuals. Thank you so much, Mr. Jide, and thank you so much, Mr. Asaka, for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So does anybody among the floor here has something to contribute to whatever has been said? Any contribution from anybody here? Do you have something that is contrary to what they have said, or something that is going to match up with whatever they have said? Let's give room to 1 or 2 persons.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Baku.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
I believe there is shift from theory to practical, not only in accounting, but I think in almost all the discipline, because of the technology and the way, because there are a number of jobs they are not even existent in the past, but now they are available, and with the world becoming just like a global village, so you have to make sure whatever you learn, you have to go extra mile to learn some level of skills. So that skill can help you more than even the theoretical knowledge. So I think the thing is just paradigm shifts, not only in accounting, but in and credit, then you make yourself irrelevant. I think that is why.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we are still bordering on technology. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, am I still audible? Can you still hear me, please, from your end? Am I still
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. Any further contribution to what they've said? They said technology. 2 persons have said technology. Our guest speaker mentioned technology. One other person also said technology, which is Mr. Bako. And from his point of view, he is stating that this is not only peculiar to the accounting profession, that other professions are also having these shifts. Okay, this just because we are in the accounting field, that is why we are trying to streamline this to the accounting field. But he is saying that almost all professions are also having this issue. Then Mr. Jide said that the last concluded examination that he saw many people reading who read mathematics, who read Yoruba, who read different courses, they are all packing themselves to the accounting field. Okay. Also, from another student, the student told me that he saw a student membership number, which is up to 1 million now. So ICANN is now recording students up to millions. So a student registration number, which was supposed to be, I think, 5 digits or 6 digits, is now about 7. So ICANN is now registered over 1 million students for their examination. Okay, so everything is being, is working. Okay, so we are getting few points, and that is fine. So the next question goes this way: what does the future holds to many of us who graduated from our tertiary institutions with our BSc and moved into job hunting? What does the future hold for us? Many of us who has graduated with our BSc and we have moved into job hunting, and many of us who graduated with our BSc, but we still have to spend more money to go for other certification programs and also move into job hunting. What does the future hold for these 2 categories of persons? I think, Mr. Jide, you have to start this one.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, professional colleague.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what the future holds is meant for those who prepare for it. Now, you can never get it wrong in education. You can never get it wrong. And also, while going to school, while acquiring BSc or professional certificate, and just make sure you add like all this accounting software. So what the field now owns is software. No matter what, no matter the qualification and everything, someone must try in as much as possible to learn 2 or 3 accounting softwares. Because I know of one person he served in in oil and gas at VI as an copper. To be sincere with you, this guy was retained after the NYC. The guy was retained. He was given high pay in the oil and gas. Up till now, I still asked one of his colleagues this question on last Saturday, that is this guy chartered? The lady told me no, that is not yet chartered, and is earning 600,000 naira per month. So the lady now told me that it's because of the accounting software he knows. That there's no field, there's no accounting software that he cannot operate. That's why companies are calling him up and down, where and there. So what am I saying is that the future is meant to do to prepare themselves for it. So thank you very much.
That was powerful. Thank you very much, Mr. Jide Omolade. That was very powerful. Mr. Isaac, is there something you would like to say? Mr. Isaac?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
In addition to what my
Please, you can unmute. You can unmute now. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. In addition to what my professional colleague just said, I would say that the future is very bright for all the accountants who are willing to go, let's say, to be versatile. Do you hear me?
Yes.
We need to be versatile. You can't just depend on the accounting alone. Because like I said, most of the companies today, even from their source document, they don't get some of it from accounting. They have some applications they use. So if you're an accountant and maybe you are vast in QuickBooks, you are vast in Excel, but you don't have, let's say, 50% knowledge of some apps, you may find out that maybe you get to a company and they don't value you because you can't use some of those. So for an accountant that wants to be well equipped, I feel it is good you go versatile. Anything you feel will help you in any way at all, because we are living in a highly competitive era. The competition is very high. So you just need to do what you can do to be able to stand up anywhere. That's right. Sorry?
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Both guest speakers have spoken powerfully well. So we said the question was, what does the future holds to many accountants who just graduate from the school and go into the labor market? While for other set of accountants who graduate, go for the ICANN program and go to the labor market. And from the responses that we've gotten, we said both speakers are coming from the same point of view, where we say these people are to, go extra mile to learn skills. And Mr. Jide cited an example of a young man who was retained immediately after his NYC and earned 600,000 naira. In this economy, that is heavy, okay? For somebody who is just finishing his NYC and is being retained by an oil and gas company earning 600,000 naira. Every year, they are going to do appraisal, and that means that 600,000 is going up on a steady basis. And based on research, it was confirmed that the knowledge of accounting software has retained him in that position. Mr. Isaac is saying that you cannot just rely on your accounting knowledge alone. You must learn skills, okay? You must learn apps, you must learn technology. So that is what is going to stand you out. Thank you very, very much. Do you have somebody from the floor that would like to say something? That would like to contribute to what you've said? Mr. Bako, is he still in the house? Anybody at all? Do we have any support from somebody? Okay, so without wasting much of our time, we'll go to question number 3. Question number 3. Question number 3. Now, this leads us to this question, that the number of individuals that ICANN is qualifying this period are numerous. Should we, the existing chartered accountants, should we be scared? Should we be afraid that ICANN is releasing more accountants to the labor market? Because we have some chartered accountants that qualified 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. In fact, they don't even have a better job. They are still struggling with what they are doing right now. And ICANN releasing new champions to the market. What is our fate? What is the fate of the old chartered accountants as against, the release of the new chartered accountants? What is our fate? We can also link this question to what is the fate of those who are just graduating with their BSc degree, as against those who have been with this BSc and have been in the labor market. What can we say regarding to that? Should we be scared? Should we be scared? Should we tell ICANN to toughen the examination so that we have few chartered accountants coming to the labor market? Should we tell ICANN to reduce the number of writing of ICANN exam to once in a year? What should we be scared of? Should we encourage them to, get more people chartered, or should we advise them to reduce the level at which they are qualifying students? I think we'll start from. Okay, I think we'll start from Mr. Isaac.
Okay,
Mr.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think I like the question.
Thank you, sir.
The question is a very interesting one. I would like to fall back to what my colleague said on the question 1. He made mention of people who did not study accounting. Are you with me?
Yes.
People who did not even come from accounting background at all, writing ICANN examination. Sometimes I used to question myself because I don't know who I can just channel that question to. Why would ICANN allow people coming from different backgrounds to come and be writing ICANN? Because to the best of my knowledge, I don't see any other professions doing that. You can't just from accounting and go to write or sit for law examination that you want to become a barrister, or go to any engineering professional examination to go and write. It's not possible. So I always ask, why is it that our own is different? Somebody will study social science, will study even ICANN, register, and then before you become a chartered accountant. So to me, I think that's another problem we're having. ICANN need to address that. If you ask me, that's the number 1 point that we need to address, so that the number will reduce. If not, the population is getting higher and higher. This past examination, I was in UNILAC. We were more than 2,000 in one hall. So I was asking myself, this exam I'm struggling to write. Hey, with this crowd here, I don't know about other centers. How is it going to be? The same question comes to my mind. Into my mind, like, how is it going to be? So the number 1 thing I want to say here is that I think ICANN should have a way of doing this. Maybe we should focus on those who studied accounting, because that is going to help us, both in technicality and the professionalism. Because right from our university days, I think some of us started studying this accounting and we have knowledge in it. And that knowledge is what we are building on. But those people who are just coming to join, I don't think they have the fundamentals. I know that some of them start from skills or foundation, which they learn, but I don't think they can compare themselves with those who studied this from the university. So that's on the angle of ICANN. For those graduating from accounting and for the accountants who are studying for their professional examination, I don't think there's any need to worry. There is much or many people in the society, many accountants, but I still believe that we still have many companies looking for accountants. Accounting job is a job that is always in demand. People always need accountants. So I don't think there's any reason to be worried about. But it still boils down to the second question.
you need to equip yourself because there's competition. So even though there are jobs, you need to equip yourself. I will set myself as an example. The job I am doing currently, I was retained there not because of my accounting knowledge. Are you with me?
Mm.
I was retained there not because I'm an accounting graduate. I have knowledge in accounting, but those people, they have their own softwares that are not related to accounting. So what gave me the advantage? I have a customer service knowledge and I have some applications that I've studied. And they needed somebody in that line. So when I went in, I was able to use the apps they have there, then extract information for my own use as an accountant. So they were very okay. And that was what gave me the job. So it still boils down to the same thing. Make sure you are versatile. You don't just focus on accounting. Learn anything you feel you can learn that will help you. That's my contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Isaac. This is powerful. So Mr. Isaac is saying, do not worry, calm your nerves. All right. So if I can let I can graduate 15 million chartered accountants, all right, it's trying to tell us that there's enough job in the space that we accommodate everybody. So do not panic. All right. Then I don't know if ICANN is already listening to us. It's recommended that ICANN should focus on those who have accounting backgrounds. We should not go and bring somebody from agriculture to come and do ICANN. But I think this is the same thing with ACCA. So ICANN is following ACCA's trend, international standard. So maybe if ACCA has to adjust their pattern, maybe ICANN will also adjust their pattern. ACCA accept anybody from any background. Just come, pay your money, start from foundation, and get the knowledge from there. But maybe ICANN may be listening to us right now, and they may want to make an adjustment to that. Maybe ACCA will not follow suit. Let's give room to Mr. Jide Omolade if he has something to tell us regarding to this question. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, my professional colleague.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah. In addition to what my colleague mentioned, truly to be sincere, the ICANN profession always welcome different kinds of field into the profession, or into the money they want to get from them. They're after money. ICANN profession is after money. So why doing that? Why pursuing that? Why welcoming all different parts of the field to come in and register and enroll if they can pass? Now I kind of forgotten that there are some young graduates from accounting that are there still searching for job. In the year 2016, when I was searching for job, seriously, I was a graduate of accounting. I went for an interview at Dangote. To be sincere with you, the white man that was among the panel of judges, he mentioned that, wow, this boy is so vibrant. To be sincere with you, I went there with only BSc, and they now asked me, have I started my professional exams? I told them, I said no, that someone who is searching for a job, I'm still searching for a job. I needed money to register for ICANN, everything from there. I will take it up from there. To be sincere with you, the white man said, wow, that I was even the youngest. That I was the most vibrant among all the interviewee that was there. To be sincere with you, I thought that I've already secured that job that very year. After 1 week, 2 weeks, they said they comment when I called the talent manager. The Jide Omolade, blah blah blah, came for interview, this and that. The talent manager said, "Oh, wow, I'll get back to you." All my thought was that I've secured that job that very year. So when I got their mail, we educated person, we use one kind of language to scare people away, this and this, blah blah, that they've gone for another higher certificate, which is higher than mine. That we are sorry, this and that, blah blah blah. So what am I saying in essence is that ICANN should make sure they streamline those they welcome into the accounting profession. Because I know of a friend that studied accounting. He has jumped owing to what ICANN is doing. They went from another field into the profession. He has jumped from accounting to building, construction. He has done the professional everything, and he's now an engineer collecting contract. So now the accountants, that's why ICANN is producing many accountants, qualified accountants, every diet, every year, and all of them are being pushed into the labor market. Now, those pushed into the labor market are not assured that they will even secure a job worth of 300,000 naira, 400,000 naira, except few that can prove of that. So the ICANN profession should be a profession. It's an accountant. It's an accounting profession. Each and everyone has their own field. Like economists have their own field. Banking and finance also have their own field as well. All of them now are now jumping into ICANN. Even economists are not jumping. They say that is why they were telling me that's where the future is, because accounting is a life profession. It can never die. It's even till eternity, because accounting is a language of business, and many investors are coming in, trooping in to invest, and they will need the services of an accountant to prepare their financial reporting, do their VAT, their VAT reduction will be done by the accountant, everything. So by so doing, what are the fates? What will be the fate of the young graduates who has no support from anybody? If they can streamline, okay, why didn't you go in at the BSc level or at the HND level? They want to jump because there's future. So what about those who studied accounting, who has a change in accounting, in the future? Though, what do I call it?
Okay, I think we are having network glitch.
Of the nation go, it's not possible. But if I can, no, they are following ACCA as your money, do that. So the second question raised on equipping oneself, which is very, 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 very important. Very, very important. Equipping oneself. Because education, you can never get it on education. Education is for life. And people need those who are well educated in their company, in an organization that will drive their company to the highest peak. So I hereby rest my case for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jide Omolade. Okay, so both speakers are coming from the angle of let ICANN streamline the admission of students into their current accounting profession, specifically for those who have studied accounting before. So if you have your OND, NC, HND, and BSc, it means that you can come for your ICANN program. Then they should restrict others that are far away, especially those that are not even in the commercial or management science. Okay, relating to this, they are trying to say that let ICANN remove, ICANN shouldn't even grant them admission. But is this possible? Can this be done? Would ICANN even entertain such a suggestion to them? Okay, let's give room to one or two persons from the floor. Let's see if they have something contrary to what our guest speakers have spoken for today. Anybody at all? Mr. Kayode Odidiran says, I have a lot to say. Okay, are you free to speak? Are you available?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. You're welcome, sir.
Actually, I want to respond to what the last speaker said about the influx of chartered accountants in the labor market, especially from the people who are coming from another field to come and join accounting. Now, let me tell you from my own experience. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you.
Now,
Please, you can unmute. Please.
I'm a very good example of somebody. Hello, can you hear me?
Clearly.
I'm a very good example of somebody. Sorry?
No, you can go ahead, sir. Please, you can go ahead.
I'm a good example of somebody that is coming from another field to come and join accounting. You see, my own journey started. I studied mechanical engineering. Well, maybe when I say all of this, maybe there can be contributions. Maybe I'm wrong or I'm right. I studied mechanical engineering when I was in school. And from 2005 till 2021, I was still studying. I have had wealth of experience in mechanical engineering. Then during my work, one or two companies that I've worked, they have taken me to many departments to work and even to be the head. Because where I work first, I work as a management trainee. So they took us through many departments, even accounting departments, so that we can have a lot of background about the company. So then I started ICANN because of a friend of mine. He was working in the old Intercontinental then. We graduated from the same school and he studied computer science. Then when he graduated, he started ICANN. Then we were looking for a job. Then he was started and he got the job. Then before he got the third job, he was already earning like 7 million per annum. Then I was like, what is this now? That means the guy did something different from what we did initially. So, and I happen to have other friends who are accountants, but they are not chartered. So I look at the kind of job they are exposed to, they are doing. The difference is very, very wide. Despite the fact that the guy came from a computer science background. So later, I had to, because that is the circle of friends I maintained at that time. So I had to, because of the force, because of the circle of friends I keep, they all keep telling me that come and join us. So I had to say, okay, since I was very young then, I love book a lot. So I had to join them. Okay, let me see what you guys are doing there. That is harder than engineering. Let me see. So I started doing it. At a time, I had to pull out because ICANN was not funny. It was not funny at all. I had to pull out. Later, I went back again. Most of them advised me that I should go back. So I went back again. So what do I want to bring out of this? When I was working all those years, I've been moved from different departments through inventory. I work in the stores. I work as a procurement manager. I work as an assistant engineering manager. Look at that capacity. Later, to cut the long story short, the last the diet they did before this last diet, I became chartered. When I became chartered, because I've been looking for a way out of that professional exam, at least to get chartered. Though I was not under pressure because I have a very good profession too. Engineering is a good profession. Everybody knows that in Nigeria. So I was not desperate. I was just doing it because the position I'm heading now is the position of a procurement manager. Then there are so many things about business that we discuss in the meeting. And ICANN has been helping me a lot to be able to speak expressly, to be able to tell them so many things. Even despite the fact that it's only few people that knows that I have that background, I have accounting, I am chartered. But when I'm speaking, they don't look at me as if I'm an engineer alone. They look at me as, what's this guy saying? But you are now an accountant now. You understand? So I have a lot of contribution. So what I want to bring out of here is that are you guys blaming us, people that are coming from other background? Because I believe that are you blaming us, or are you saying that, are you doubting the dignity and the integrity of ICANN to structure a kind of a curriculum for people who are coming from other background to come and join ICANN? Are you saying ACCA, they don't know what they are doing by structuring courses that if you can pass all those stages, that means you are good to go to have a wealth of knowledge as much as somebody who went to school to study to have BSc accounting and join whether ACCA or ICANN at the end of the day chartered? Are you saying that it's not the same knowledge? Are you still seeing any gap? You understand? And then the reason why I'm here is that I want to have a practical accounting knowledge because I love the field. I want to venture into that field. The reason why I love ICANN is that ICANN is well structured in Nigeria than engineering. Not that engineering profession is not a good profession, but accounting body, they are well structured in Nigeria. You understand? They have exams that when you do it, you become chartered. So they believe that when you get to any job, you should be able, at least to some minimum, you should hit the ground running. So if you now, every other background, every other courses, they are dynamic. So you are expected that, irrespective of the knowledge that you have, whether you are a chartered engineer or you are a chartered accountant, you are expected to a kind of improve yourself. Like this one we are talking about, practical accounting now. Then is an avenue for me to improve myself in the area that I like. Maybe it's in the area of tax. Like, for example, I like taxation. I like financial reporting. Those two areas, I love it very well. I want to build the career in that direction. And that's not the only thing. I'm looking at after retirement or something. I want to start working on my own as an accountant, as a consultant in accounting. That is why I am here. Not even because of money. Because if it is only ICANN that I have and I don't have any experience by now, I know ICANN cannot give me the kind of money I'm earning now, even half of what I'm earning now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your view is clear, Mr. Kayode Diron. Okay, so Mr. Kayode is saying that he is coming from mechanical engineering and you guys should hold your peace. Okay, ICANN should keep admitting people. In fact, let ICANN admit from agriculture, from botany, from any discipline at all. What matters is that ICANN have structured the syllabus to embrace them all. That is not about the money, but it believes that there's some people that may come from other disciplines to ICANN and they will still perform. All right, so that is where it's coming from. Thank you very much for your contribution. Please, if you are here and you have something to say, you can actually type that using the chat box. You can raise up your hand if you have any contribution. Live experience is good. Mr. Dino has just given us a live experience of himself. You can also give us a live experience of yourself. Or maybe you have somebody at your place of work who even came from another discipline and is now doing ICANN, but is your boss. He's your boss at work and you have BSc and you are doing ICANN, but that guy is your boss at that place of work. You can also contribute. All right, you can also contribute. Thank you very much for as many who has done justice to this particular question. All right.
Okay,
so
hello.
Okay, Mr. Bako. Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, I believe ICANN should continue. In fact, we still need more members because at present, the number of chartered accountants we have compared to our GDP and the economy at large, we are not even enough to accommodate to be everywhere. So we need more of chartered accountant across all the disciplines. Because accounting is only one of the fields that you can work everywhere. You can football and association, even the agri, any discipline you can think of, hospital, you must have an accountant. So we still don't have enough chartered accountant even to stimulate the economy at large. Then there's no harm admitting people from different various disciplines. Because even if you read accounting, it depends whether you come from institution which is already been accredited by ICANN. If something accredited, you have to start from somewhere. Then if you are coming from business, you start from foundation, but you are exempted from social papers. So they look at this skill, then everywhere has where to start. If you are there are some courses that will be exempted. So as long as you follow the process, before you finish ICANN, you must have the basic knowledge required of accountant. And there is no harm. Everywhere, let him come. It's welcome. It's not a competition. I think it's a free for everybody to come. The only thing is that make sure yourself relevant. Distinguish yourself among equals. A bullshit can take you off, but cannot keep you there. But if you make yourself relevant, you can be on your own. You can join any organization and add value. And the opportunity are there. Still, we have so much opportunity. That appeal, we are asked to bring somebody with social experience, then you even send email, WhatsApp to people, and you cannot even get. So I think we still need more chartered accountant. I think having more is not a bad idea. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you have spent out one point that we'll be coming to, that is opportunity. So we'll be coming back to opportunity. But before we do that, thank you for your contribution. We want to ask a new question. Now, somebody reached out to me and said that he is qualified for over 10 years. In fact, he's qualified for over 20 years. You understand? He has the wealth of knowledge. He has worked with audit firms. He has worked with corporate organizations. And he went for an interview with another guy who is a fresh champ. Okay, that guy has experience, but not as vast as this particular man. For age gap, the age gap is there. But several times that he has encountered this kind of scenario, the company end up picking those young champ. This has made this guy out of job, okay, for a very long while. Okay, for a while now he has been out of job simply because he has the knowledge, he has the experience, but he is now competing with young guys, which companies now prefer over them. But he made something clear that when they were releasing the advertisements, there was no age discrimination. Okay, there was no age discrimination. What is the advice we have to scenarios like this? Young champ and the old champ in this accounting profession. Because does it look like the young champ are not taking out the jobs from the old champ? Or is it that there's a place for the old champ and there's also a place for the young champ? What can we say with regards to this? I think I'll be starting with Mr. Isaac this time.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly, please.
All right. Thank you so much for this question. Now, I think the problem is a very simple one. Because if any company is advertising for any vacancy and there is no specification of age, and then maybe the old champ went and then met one young guy and then they picked the young guy over him, maybe from my own perspective, I feel he lacked the interview skills. That's the reason I said in this accounting, you don't just focus on accounting. There are a lot of things you need to put in place for you to become the number one. Are you listening?
Yes, clearly.
Most of the people are qualified as chartered accountants. They have the knowledge, both theoretical and the practical, but they don't know or they don't have knowledge about interview. Some people go to interview and focus on the salary they want to earn. Companies look at these things too. They will look at you, they see that, this person, already they looking at you, they know that, your expectations should be higher than this other person. That's from the company's perspective. They're not looking for someone who will come and then be taking their money. They are finding ways to maximize their own profit. So if you are not inclined, like if you are not well enlightened on how to go about the interview process, they may write you off. So I think the problem of that old charm is maybe interview skills that he lacked. You don't need to place emphasis on the maybe salary or some other things, but be focused on what you're going to give them. So if you ask me, I think he should look at his own interview skills too. Let him understand where
is not getting it right.
Okay.
If the company is not making any age, then I don't think what is happening to him is because of age. Maybe it's because of one mistake from the interview process that he has made. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Isaac is saying that maybe he lacks interview skills. Maybe he relies so much on his qualification and experience, thinking that that is the only thing that he needs to get that job. Okay. So let's hear from our second guest speaker. Let's see if there's anything that would add to what Mr. Isaac has said. Mr. Jide Omolade, are you still on the call?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, I think your network is having issues.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Jide. Can you hear us?
To what my colleague said.
Mr. Jide, can you hear us? Are you with us?
Okay.
I think you would have to log out, then log on board, come back again because of your network. Yes, I think you have to log. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think your network is skipping.
We can't hear you clearly. We can't hear you clearly.
We can't hear you clearly, so we advise that you log out and log in again so your network can be restored, so we can hear you very clearly. We will need your contribution in this.
Yes, I'm with you. Sir.
Yes, you can hear us, but we cannot hear you clearly. Your voice is skipping. The way we call it is breaking, seriously breaking. So there's nothing you are saying now that we can hear clearly, but I know that you can hear us. So if you can log out, log in again immediately, so you should be able to contribute to this discussion. I think we'll wait for you. So please help us log out, log in, so the network will be restored. Thank you, sir. Okay, before he does that, do we have somebody that would like to contribute to this before Mr. Jide comes on board? Do you have any contributor? Yes, Mr. Kayode, thank you.
Yes, what I feel in response to what was said by the speaker there is that, what I feel is that there are some people, they are very vast and well-rounded in knowledge, talking about accounting. But the problem they have at times is that when they get to interview, their presentation is poor. I used to have some people that are like that. They are very good, but when they get to interview, we see that they don't get the job. I used to have a friend of mine like that. He is very good, but when he gets to interview, they won't pick him. So later, I started a kind of like Are you with me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, so, we can hear you.
But the guy is even chattered. He's my friend. He's my childhood friend. But the way he presents accounting terms is not. I don't know how I would say it. Even me, that I'm coming from another background, maybe it's because I'm coming from another background. I want to prove everybody that I want to present these accounting terms to fit the situation I'm trying to use it for. But what I think about most people is that they don't have good presentation skill in interview. Then another thing that I think is wrong is that maybe the person does not have cognate experience. Accounting is very wide. Maybe he does not have an experience that matches with their requirements. You understand? He may have an experience in audit. He may have experience in financial reporting, but maybe they need somebody that have all those experience and still deep in tax management. And you have all the experience, but you only have a fraction of tax practice or something. And this person have a major is very, and the other young chap is very major in taxation, and at the same time he even have experience in other areas. That can leave the guy out of that game. Maybe that's what I think what I think happened in the case of the older guy.
Thank you so
I don't
much,
know.
Mr. Kayode. Thank you so much. So we are getting several perspectives. We are trying to look into this guy's life and check what may have gone wrong. So the first speaker says that he may have interview presentation issues. The other speaker, Mr. Kayode, who came in on board, says that maybe he may not have the required experience that is needed by that organization at that point in time. And sometimes the way they also present, some people are not good in presentation, but they may know the job, or they may not be good to sell themselves out to the HRO team or to the company. Okay, let's give room for Mr. Jide. He said he is back. We hope that his network is perfect this time. Mr. Jide, can you speak, sir?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Very clearly. We can hear you now.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, professional colleague. Yes, sir. From my own experience, companies don't always employ the overage people. Reason being that they believe those old age people will be adamant to what they have known, and also they will still, when it comes to being adjust to the company's financial reporting presentation, they will not be willing to adjust. No, that's from my own experience. And also, they will be adamant to what they've known for years, not knowing that an accounting is a dynamic subject. And accounting is a dynamic subject. Is not what you know 10 years ago that will be applicable now. For example, look at the tax the tax that we're talking about. What I learned when I was in technical level, fundamental level about tax is not what I'm seeing now presently in the ICAM profession. So based on that, some companies don't always employ people that are overage because they believe they will not be flexible within the organization. And that might warrant the argument and keeping malice among the staff. So that's from my own experience. So that's what I can say based on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your contribution is also noted. So he is saying that knowledge has changed, the profession has changed. Okay, standards has been created. Whatever you know in the past may not work today. So for the fact that you were qualified 20 years ago does not mean that you can hit the ground running in 2024 and beyond. So that may be another reason why he may not be picked. I think the first speaker also spoke about salary as well. Salary. Okay, looking at his portfolio, they may be thinking, somebody like this will not want to collect anything less than so amount of money. And that may be off from the side of the company, because if they pay him anything less, it may not motivate him as well. I hope participants are gathering facts. Participants are getting value from this discussion that we are currently on. Thank you very much, speakers. That will lead us to another question. Okay, that will lead us to another question. What should be the salary expectations of an accountant? Now, let me put it this way. Okay, let's put it this way. We understand the fact that company has an objective of minimizing costs, you understand? And we have this other way where we say the accountant also has an objective of earning as much as reasonably possible, okay, in this career. Now, how can we bring what the company is trying to achieve and what the individual accountant is trying to achieve and meet at a point? Please, in addressing this question, I would want you to state, okay, the amount, if not an amount, but a range of pay that a qualified chartered accountant should be paid. Okay, a range of pay that a qualified chartered accountant should be paid, at least at medium level organizations and large level organizations. Because many of us here have been mentioning ICANN, and somebody said that he had to stop ICANN for a while because the training was not, it wasn't as easy. So looking at all this training that ICANN has brought to the table, and you have created your time to pass the examinations and you are now qualified, what do you think should be the average pay, at least for a startup, for such a person? Bear in mind that these same companies have their own plan And also, ICANN has been releasing so many chartered accountants. So you have competition. So we want you to link everything. We have competition, we have what the organization wants, and we have what the individual accountants want. Where can we meet at a point? Now, apart from all these variables, what is the average pay that a chartered accountant should collect in a Nigerian economy? Thank you very much. I think I'll be going with Mr. Jide this time.
Yeah, good afternoon, professional colleague.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Being a chartered accountant, at least the least pay at this present situation of the economy, that all the prices of goods have skyrocketed. If a chartered accountant is being paid 700 to 1 million naira, is not too much for a chartered accountant to earn that monthly. The reason being that, coupled with the time, the pressure of ICANN exam, gathering experiences while working, gathering experiences, and also coupled with the assisting the organization in the area of remitting tax, CIT. That's why I'm very sure that's why many companies always employ the services of an accountant, so that they can be able to relate with the tax authority anytime they come around and try to minimize their profit. So you understand? So if a company should be doing that, if a general accountant should be doing that for companies, so the company should be able to pay a general accountant between 700 to 1 million naira. It's not too much, though, depending on the profit earned by the organization, depending on the capacity of an organization. But a chartered accountant who is hunger of job, who is hunting for job, seriously need of job, will just flop and fall to the employer's salary that, excuse me, we'll be paying you 200,000, we'll pay you 150,000 naira. That is just too small. That is very too small. That is too small. So that is from my own point of view, depending on an organization. So that's why it's good to have an insider who will give the applicant, the chartered accountant, the information of the salary scale of an organization. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Mr. Jide is saying that all things being equal in this paying economy, the chartered accountant should earn 700 to 1 million naira. But many employers have seen the hunger in many accountants who need jobs, and they have, they've subjected these guys to earning something very, very minute, about 150, 200. Thank you very much, Mr. Jide. Mr. Isaac, are you on board? You have something to say with regard to this?
I'm here with you.
Thank you, sir. Please.
Can you hear me?
Clearly.
All right. I love the way my colleague have explained the topic, and I want to add to what he has said. First off, I want to say that the chartered accountant doesn't really need to have a fixed salary range. And my point is like this. Not all chartered accountants have the practical knowledge that the companies need. Are you aware of that?
Okay.
Some are chartered, but they don't have the practical knowledge that the company needs. I know of people like that. They are chartered accountants, but the knowledge is not there. So if you are giving a benchmark and the person doesn't even reach 20%, how would you expect the company to pay? And I think that's the reason why people have this practical accounting class. Because many people are chartered today, but they don't have the knowledge. If you want to talk of the theoretical aspect, some of them have it above 90%. But say, Oga, come and do it. They won't be able to do it. So the fact that you're a chartered accountant doesn't feel to be collecting 700 and above. I know of chartered accountants that collect more than 1 million. And I know of some of them that collect 300. Why? It's based on what they're giving the company. No company will hire you and then they pay you higher amounts and you will be just be underperforming. No. So what I'm saying is, what we should first consider is what the person is bringing on the table. Many companies will ask you, what are you going to bring on the table? From the interview, that's where they will know what they will pay you. Some companies will state in their own budget, okay, we want to pay this person 500,000. Yes. But the way you will express yourself in that interview session, some companies will increase your money from that 500 to maybe 600, 700. Some companies will have it on their budget to pay an accountant 500,000. The way you express yourself will bring you down. Instead of the 500 they say they will pay, that's if they are considering you, they will bring you to 300. Why? They discover that the practical skills they are needing or they are in need of is not there. So maybe they feel that, okay, if we employ this one, we need to, okay, put him through on some things, and this will take us this or cost us this. So let's reduce this amount. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't think there should be a fixed amount or a benchmark or salary, but the skill should be the priority of every chartered accountant or professional accountant. Have the skills. That's what would stand for you anywhere. Once you notice that the skill is there, what they are looking for, because every company looking for an employee have a need. So once you discover that you are coming to take care of what is their problem, that's what will determine what they will pay you. And again, companies varies. When you go for an interview, before you even go for that interview, you should be able to check. We have what we call life cycle of a business. Where is this business now? Is it just starting? Is it in the middle, or is it at a declining stage? That's another factor you should consider. Somebody that is just starting business today, maybe he doesn't even have any how is it called? They don't even know their margin. They don't even know whether they are going to make profit in 1 year or in 2 years. So they are thinking of that while considering you as their employee. You can't compare that company to the company that is very stable, that is making profit already, or maybe the company that is struggling, is declining. So all those factors need to be put in place before we can start even discussing of salary. And lastly, before you start talking of salary in any interview as an accountant, you first of all tell the people what you are bringing on the table. Like I said earlier, that's what will determine everything. So I think, let me say in conclusion, I think the chartered accountant should not have a benchmark of salary now. Some people with the weight of experience they have, they worth more than 3 million naira. Some companies are ready to pay them. And some people, even with their chartered accountant, some companies will not even pay them 200,000 or 300. Sorry to say that. They don't have the practical knowledge. So we should just consider the knowledge that is involved and what they're going to bring on the table. Thank you.
Ever dreamed of studying in a place where comfort meets convenience? I found that sweet spot with Accountant's Pathfinder. Imagine settling into an AC-fitted room, coffee in hand, engaging in both live weekend lectures and flexible weekday virtual classes. The mix of passionate tutors, comprehensive video packages, and all the resources like a mini library ensures no topic is left uncovered. Plus, those free marathon revision classes, absolute lifesavers during exam crunch times. If you're gearing up for the May 2025 exams, don't think twice. Register now at Accountant's Pathfinder and truly experience stress-free learning that sets you up for success.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Mr. Isaac is saying that there is no limit to what an accountant can earn. In simple ways, he's trying to say that the wealth of knowledge you have can command your earning power. So there are people that can earn 3 million naira because of what they bring to the table, while there are those that can earn 200,000 naira because of what they bring to the table. But both of them are still chartered accountants, all right? So it is not about the title, but about what you bring to the table. Thank you very much. Before I conclude on whatever what the two guest speakers have spoken, Mr. Kayode says he has something to say. I don't know if he's still on the call. Mr. Kayode, are you still with us?
Good afternoon once again.
Yeah.
What I just want to say is that I want to see it from the aspect of the years of experience. Number one, the capacity of the company, then the present economy that we are running now, as in the shape of the present economy. Number one, if you look at it from the years of experience, let's say you are chartered. That is not looking at the word chartered. That word is like is going to that word is like people don't really, companies too, they are looking at this as if it's not it's like somebody who has a BSc. It's not a bean, so it's not easy at all to be a chartered accountant, especially presently with the current syllabus. It's not easy like that. It's not easy. Even let me tell you, for a starter who is just starting in a, I'm looking at in a medium company. You understand? For a starter, somebody who has a, let us look at somebody who has a BSc in engineering, in accounting. Then, and the person wants to do like maybe management training in a medium sized company. How much do we think the person should be giving? Let alone somebody who has BSc and is chartered. Number one, you should look at the rigor that is involved in passing the exam. That's number one. Number two, you should look at what the person is going to bring to the table. Because there is nobody, even if you are a chartered accountant, you have many years of experience. If you go to a business, like my own company now, we deal with HVAC. If you are a chartered accountant somewhere else, maybe the people that speculate in oil and gas, or the people that are into motors, if you come to HVAC setting, you will learn many things. I'm sorry to say, you will still learn. So what I'm saying is that as a chartered accountant who has BSc in accounting and you are chartered, normally with what is going on now, you should be paid nothing less than 300,000. Okay, let's not look at you have 5 years experience. You are maybe in financial reporting, and you are taking the same role, maybe in oil and gas. You are a financial reporting accountant, maybe in a place like KPMG, and you want to go to EY, for example. You understand? And they are those two companies. They are two out of the big four. And if you want to, in that kind of setting, maybe you are coming with like 700 from the other company, you are going to EY. You are expected that to be paid nothing less than more than ₦1 million. You understand? Because of the experience that you are bringing. That is, let's say, 5 years experience. Anybody who have 5 years experience to 9 years experience should be paid nothing less than 700 or beyond ₦1 million. That is my own. Then looking at this economy, this present economy now, there is inflation. There is low purchasing power. If you put all those things into consideration, you will see that the money they are even paying accountant is small compared to what they are bringing to the table. Another aspect is that the skill that you possess as an accountant, we determine the kind of company you want to even go for in the first place. If you have wealth of experience, maybe in financial reporting, tax management, and internal audit, risk and compliance, for example, and you are going into it, you should know the kind of job that you want to go for. Your background, the company that you are coming from should determine the kind of company you want to go for. initially. Not to talk of, you can't just apply for any job. There are some accountants that I know that I have as a mentor. They didn't just go for any job because they know where they are coming from. They know the experience they have. They know what is going on in the present economy, and they know what they want to go and take whenever they are going to. To me, in this country, the money they are giving to chartered accountant anywhere is small to compete. That is a chartered accountant who has had experience. So I'm not talking about the person who has not gotten any experience. If you have not gotten any experience and any employer want to give you a chance, it's different because they know that as a chartered accountant, you have some knowledge that can translate to something good for that company later. You understand? Like Asana that is taking all these small boys to train them and become somebody later. It's different from somebody who has gotten experience already, who wants to hit the ground running. They are two different things. So to me, I don't believe there is any amount they are paying to chartered accountant in this country. Who has had experience. So I'm not talking about who have not had experience. The people who have the requisite experience. I don't think, because in my place of work, for example, let me give you an example. They pay an accountant more than 1.5. My own financial controller, he earns more than 1.5 million with a lot of fringe benefits, which I even think is not even enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kayode Lidiran. So, we have different perspective. Okay. So, Mr. Lidiran is saying that he also does not believe that there's there's a salary scale for chartered accountants. So, what matters more is if you have the requisite experience that will command whatever you are meant to earn and whatever you can bring to the table as well. And some companies wants to pay you more. Okay, some company wants to pay you more so that you will not steal them. You understand? That's another thing that most managers say at the back. Okay, they want to pay you more. They want to treat you well so that you will not steal them. Because the accountant has so many powers. The accountant can grow the company. The accountant can bring the company down. So for us to put the accountant in a level of satisfaction so he will not be enticed with funds from outside, we have to pay him reasonably well, okay, to support us. That's another way that we can look at it. Mr. Jide says that he agrees with the fact that a chartered accountant should collect 700 to 1 million. The last speaker also says that if you are a trainee, you can collect 300K. But if you have 5 years to 9 years experience, that is reasonable. You should also be looking at 700 to 1 million. And looking at the cost of things these days, they should also pay them reasonably. At least they have gone for trainings now. Even if they can't offer you everything in one go, they've gone for trainings. You should also recognize their trainings and give them that amount. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so do you have any other contribution to that before I move to the next question? We have a few minutes before we end this this meeting. Okay. So let's take a shift. Let's take a shift. Okay, let's take a shift. Let's take a shift. Now, this is it. Why do we have accountants who do not like spending on their career? Let's put it this way. Why do accountants feel that earning the ACA certification is all that they need to do? Is all that they need to get, and they end up not spending further on their career. Now, my guest speakers have said that accountants should go into acquisition of skills. Why do we have accountants who knows that they have to go into acquisition of skills, but they don't invest in skill acquisition? Please, in answering this question, okay, also include those ones that knows that they have to invest in skill, but they end up investing in low-level skills of which they know before they invest in it. An accountant that sees a training for 5,000 naira also sees a similar training for the same name for 1,500 naira. Why do those accountants usually go for those training of 1,500 naira as against those training of 5,000 naira? I want to see the reasoning. How do accountants reason? How do they think? Okay, so please, I will rephrase my question. Why do we have accountant that believes that ICANN is the last training that they should go for? Okay, and they don't think they need to go for any particular accounting training or any other training. They believe that once they are done with their ICANN, they have to just look for a job. They will learn on that job. And why do we have those that, okay, even if they believe that they have to go for training, they'll usually go for the substandard training because of the amount. Sometimes we may not use an amount to, to qualify a training as being substandard also. But when they know that this training, for 1,500 naira, a person is telling that he's going to teach you data analytics, teach you financial modeling, teach you financial statement preparation, teach you tax for 1,500 naira. Why do accountants still buy this idea of going for such a training rather than investing so much on their skill so they can get high-end results? I think I'm going to be starting with Mr. Isaac on this. I don't know. Mr. Jide, I started with you last, right? Mr. You're the last person that spoke?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Isaac, it's going to be this time. It's going to be you this time. I don't know if you're still on the call.
Okay, I'm here already.
All right, sir. Over to you.
Can you hear me rephrase the question again?
Okay. Why do we have accountants that believe that ICANN is the last resort? After ICANN, no need to learn any other thing. Don't disturb yourself. Don't disturb yourself. Just go and look for a job. You will learn on that job and get the skill that you want on that job. And we have some set of accountants that believe that you can learn other skill, but they find it difficult to invest in a skill. They usually go for cheaper skill that they know from the onset that they may not be able to get the value that they want. Why do we have this set in the accounting profession? Why is it like that?
Okay. Thank you so much for the question.
Okay, sir.
So I would say that one of the biblical principles said that my people perish because of the lack of knowledge. Some people, like you said, they don't know why others know. But the reasons I have to state here are just few. One, the lack of money. Some people, they don't have money. They know that, yes, I need this to enhance my career, but they don't have money. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Yes. Many of them are not, maybe some of them are not working, or maybe even they are working, what they are earning is not enough for them to take care of themselves and then be able to pay for those trainings. So they don't have money. That's the reason why you discover that they go for those lesser ones. That's the number one reason. Secondly, some people, let me say, stingy mentality. Some they have the money, but they are stingy to themselves. They know the right thing to do, but because of that stinginess, they go for the less quality trainings. And then those other set of people, they don't know. But the bottom line of everything is this. ICANN is not giving you the practical knowledge you need. ICANN is giving you that technical knowledge in theoretical aspect. You have it on paper. That's the reason you go to the class, you write everything. They make sure that any theoretical aspect is there for you. So you are the one now to take it upon yourself that, okay, since I have this theoretical aspect, how can I apply it? Let me take myself as an example. There was a time I know about tax very well and audit. If you ask me in theory that what audit means, what was the audit procedure, what's the planning, what's this, I will tell you. Ask me about tax, I will tell you in theory. I will write 10 pages for you. Are you with me? But if you say, okay, find something for me, I won't be able to do it. If you say, okay, go and audit a company for me, I won't be able to do it. Why? I learned all those things in theory. There was no practical involved. So I need to learn the practical aspect of all those things. And ICANN is not giving you that. But when you go to the practical aspect, it will be very easy for you because the theory is already embedded. All you need to know is, okay, if there's a computer system, they want to show you that, okay, you do this, they will show you. But even at that, it's not all the institutions that even have the knowledge. Some people, you can see they will decorate their own institutions very okay. The room will be very flashy. They can speak good grammar, but they themselves know that they don't have that technical skills that are advertising for you.
That's the reason why the price will be low. When I was writing my case study, this is another example. Pre-sync came out. Are you with me?
Mm.
And so many advertisements pop up. This one will advertise 10,000. This one will advertise 12,000. This one will advertise 5,000. What did I do? My problem was not the money. I wanted the quality. So I will listen to you from the beginning to the end. I will follow your page, follow your institution, follow the history. I will just be watching, be reading everything. And that was how I was able to pick one place. And guess what? That place was higher, but I picked it. Why? I was convinced that this person is going to give me what I want. So many people, they don't have money. Some, they have money, but they are stingy. They don't want to even invest in themselves. Some, they lack the knowledge to be able to detect that this person lack the knowledge. He's just there for money. Some people, even when they say, okay, I want to train you on this, they are not after what you will gain. What they need is the money. So we need the knowledge to be able to know somebody who wants to help us real and somebody who is out there for business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac, on that. Okay, before I talk much on yours, let's give room for others to discuss. Mr. Jide, is still on board?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jide, okay, please, you have something to say?
Yes, sir. Good evening, my professional colleague.
Thank you.
What I want to add to the addition to what my colleague said is that we came into this world with nothing, and we are going to leave this world with nothing. We didn't bring is when we came into this world, we discovered there's a Western education, and also the issue of being an accountant, not investing in oneself, has always been from different people with different responsibilities. It's not that they are not willing to invest in themselves. They are willing, but their own personal expenses is there. Their siblings' expenses is also there. Their parents' expenses are there. Come to their in-law as well. So it's not that they are not willing, and also they will also look at it from the angle of what I first mentioned, that what do we even bring in into this world, that we'll be running after education without taking care of people around. For example, for Launcha Lakija, I'm not sure the woman is a child accountant, and she owns oil block. She employs a child accountant in his firm and also in his NGO. She has foundation, which I know very well, very well. So what am I saying in essence is that it's not that they are not willing, they are willing, but responsibilities that surrounds them that leads to that, not to invest in themselves or in ourselves. And they believe that they will learn everything while on the job. To be sincere with you, it was when I did this my new organization that I joined. The company sent me for accounting software training at Lekki. I went there, they paid for the training. So it was from there that I got to know some postings in accounting. From there, that was why I enrolled with you, with Accountants Pathfinders on stage 50. That was around after me exam. After the me exam, yeah. So what am I saying in essence is that though there are some that are miser, some are miser. They don't want to invest in themselves. Some have the money, but why some does not have the money due to responsibility that surrounds them. So to cut the long story short, I know of a friend who his parents send him for his masters. From there, to be sincere with you, hoping that he's going to get a job, MSc. To be sincere with you, the boy, this guy now has been in depression. To be sincere, he has turned to smoker. He has been thinking, what this kind of country, what kind of country is this? After bagging BSc, after bagging MSc, hoping that he's going to secure a fantastic job. But up to now, to be sincere with you, I'm even better than him. So, to cut the long story short, or in a nutshell, in summary, in order to save time, some are miser, while some, there are some responsibility that surrounds many of them. So that's just it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jide. Mr. Kayode, are you still on board? Oh, you should have left. I think he said he has no battery. Okay, so we've gotten perspectives from our speakers. But before I say anything on that, do we have anybody from the ground floor who would like to contribute to this discussion? Anybody would like to contribute to this discussion? Do you have anybody who would like to speak? So both speakers have said that there are some set of persons that really don't have the money, okay, and that is why they can't actually pay for some set of trainings, why they have to go for the substandard or let's say the low price trainings, why there are others that have the money, but they still do not want to invest in trainings like this. Okay, so that will lead me to the next question. What are those things that you consider the growth catalysts for an accountant? What are those things that you think that an accountant should do that if he does this, these are more or less like guarantees to his success? Because somebody mentioned, I think that should be Mr. Jide that said, he said he has a friend that after investing BSc, investing in MSc for that particular person, is frustrated, is out of business. Let's say he's not even, he's smoking as we speak. And that is not good for somebody who has gathered BSc and MSc in a lucrative profession like accounting. So what is that thing that you want to tell us that is a go-to? If you know you're an accountant, do A, do B, do C, do D, leave the rest for God. If you have done this, that means you have tried in this profession. But if you have not done this, that means you have not started in this profession. What are the sacrifices, in simple terms, that we accountant needs to pay if we want to get it right or want to be at the peak of this profession? I think I'm going to be starting with Mr. Jide this time. I think. Mr. Jide, are you still on board?
All right, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so far we are on this earth, on this planet, learning should continue. And no one is an island of knowledge. So all what I want to say for someone who studied accounting is just for him or her to continue acquiring more knowledge. No matter how the cost, no matter how the distance is, no matter how the stress will be. Because you never know when the need of that skill that you've learned, you never know when the need will arise in the nearest future. So that's why it's good to prepare now. It's better to pay now than you play later. And also, we should also try to make use of any opportunity that comes around. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So Mr. Jide is saying that you should keep learning. Okay, keep learning and pay the price now rather than paying the price tomorrow. In your old age, you don't have the strength to do all this. So now you have the time. You should invest that time and money in that growth, in that training. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jide. Let's give room for Mr. Isaac. He's still on the call. Mr. Isaac, you have something to contribute?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, sir.
I think my professional colleague said that I'll just add the link so.
Okay.
Actually everything, but you are a graduate of accounting, then you should look out for being a chartered accountant because that is what will give you an authority in the field. You get me? You're a graduate, try to be a chartered accountant. That will give you an authority in the field.
and it will open a lot of doors. If you check internet these days, when you see people advertising or making advertisement for business or vacancies, they're always saying that chartered accountant or someone who has ACA or ACCA is an advantage. So that should be a red flag ready for anyone who wants to secure his or her own future. That should make you know that become a chartered accountant, you have an advantage, because you see somebody now post something like this group now. If they post that, okay, there's a vacancy here in Lekki, before you know, 1,000 people will apply. 1,000, and it's just one person they need. So what makes you feel that they will take you? You must have something that the 999 do not have. That's the number one trick. And they always say being a ACA would be an added advantage. So I feel that a graduate of accounting or any other field try to be a chartered accountant. When you become a chartered accountant, you need to still get the technical skills. Very important. Because we deal with the theory, we deal with the practical at the same time. We cannot do with one. It must be the two. So get the necessary skills. And how can you get it? Information. You need information in this world to succeed. In anything at all you are doing, you must get information. Good information. And get connection with the right people. Okay, see where I am now. I'm learning from you people. So you connect with the right people, the right channel, so that you get the right information. That brings me to being updated. Some people are like, I have an accountant in my office, although we have an office where 3 companies work in the same premises. So company A has an accountant, B has an accountant, C has an accountant. They are just in the same building but different companies. This other man is always making mistakes. Why? He doesn't care about what is happening today. He's very comfortable with what he learned in 19 something. And if you try to talk to him, because I don't even have the authority to talk to him, but sometimes I feel that I should help this person. But he's not even ready. And he's just making errors. If they say, okay, at Finance Act 2020 say that, okay, from henceforth, let's do like this. You are doing 2019 or 2011. Doesn't make sense. So as an accountant, you can't just dodge from that. You must be up to date. How can you know that? Have a connection like this. Or try to be going online all times to check things up so that you know what is happening, the current thing that's happening, so that you don't mess up things. Because if you change 10 to 1, you have messed up everything. And lastly, versatility is still important. I still emphasize this. Don't just focus that, okay, I am an accountant. Everything that concerns me is accounting. No. If there's any opportunity to learn anything, no knowledge is wasted. Just acquire it if you have the opportunity. Learn it. I was working with one company in Abuja some years ago, and I have this friend of mine who was working with the same company from the customer service department. He was my friend. So I take that advantage to learn about customer service through this guy. Everything about customer service. If he's doing it because we are staying in the same place, I'll just be listening. The way he makes call, I listen. The way he talk to the customers, I listen. Everything. And as an accountant, you need that. Because sometimes people are owing. You have receivables. You need to reach out to them, talk to them. Oh, God, good morning, sir. What's happening? You can't just call them and then start shouting at them. There's a way, there's a technique to follow them. That's one aspect of versatility. So as an accountant, you need to imbibe all of this for you to be able to meet up with the competition
that we have in this present area. Thank you.
Ever felt overwhelmed by complex financial principles that seem harder to crack? I was tired of letting these challenges stunt my professional growth. That's when I discovered Accountant's Pathfinder. These expert-led lectures not only clarified my doubts, but also enhanced my practical skills, paving my way to becoming a confident accounting professional. Ready to boost your career? Enroll in Accountant's Pathfinder today and watch your expertise grow.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Thank you so much. So all guest speakers have spoken wonderfully well. You've spoken wonderfully well. So they are saying that in essence that you need to gather the technique and the skill that you need. He has said that ICANN is an added advantage. In fact, everybody is having ICANN. If they say chartered accountant, raise up your hand now. You even see somebody of 22 years old is a chartered accountant. So what sets you apart from that young man who is also a chartered accountant is that thing that you have learned, that skill that you have learned. Some people may have learned the same skill, but one person has learned it at an high level compared to the other person who is just learning it, okay, or who has learned it from a low level. So I believe and I concur with them that the skill that you have gathered will give you way and pave you way in this profession. And also somebody mentioned networking. You have to know people, connect with people. You can't just be in your house and say you are jobless. You can't just be in your house and begin to tell me that the accountant that does not collect up to 1 million. I think is it Mr. Cowday that said that, or Mr. Isaac that said in his company, there's somebody collecting 1.5 million naira, which he believes is not even enough for that particular person. But if they tell you that somebody collects 1.5 million naira, you say in this economy. So in this economy, somebody is collecting 1.5. And I remember that there was a meeting, there was an occasion. Okay, I think that was an induction that was held in ICANN. I think I was present. And one of the ICANN invitees, okay, one of the men that came to speak was talking about ICANN and the profession. And he says that if he shows you his bank statement and sees what he earns, okay, as an accountant, that it is not salary, he call it block. And everybody shouted. It simply means that there's a realm that particular person operates. Are you getting it? That person operates that you may not have even gotten to that realm. Are you getting it now? But he's earning in block. So earning in block is earning heavily well. And I remember many years ago, that should be 2012, 2013, in a particular audit firm, where one of the principal partners received a call from a multinational, and they were asking for an FCA, let the audit firm provide them with a fellow. And the salary as at that year was in millions for a fellow. So they were asking, who is the fellow here? Who is the fellow here? Who is the fellow here? So anybody that was a fellow that day got that particular offer. It was automatic. Just give us a fellow, okay, that is good in so. I know it's an audit firm now. They have been practicing for years. And for you to be a fellow and you are good in your job, it means that you can handle these things. And that was how some people get their job. And that offer was in millions. Imagine that time compared to now. How much would that person be earning? So in this profession, there's no limit to what you can earn. I keep saying it. If you want to earn 5 million naira on a monthly basis, it is still obtainable. You may not get it directly from a company, but your wealth of knowledge can enable you gather this money, okay, in this profession. So please, if you know you are here and you have been chatting me up and telling me that the highest you have seen is 250, 300, or let me even hype it a little, 500,000, please, you have not started. Those ones are still playing, okay? Those ones are still playing. And even if you start collecting 700, there's less stress for you because you have boys that does most of the bookkeeping and paperwork. You just do the reporting part of it. And before you just come to work and collect your coffee, okay, you are not struggling from the perspective that you think that the accounting profession is struggling from. Thank you so much to our guest speaker, Mr. Isaac, and thank you, Mr. Jide Omolade, for your contribution so far. We have a lot of questions to ask, okay? We have a lot of questions as it relates ICANN to other professional bodies. We have a lot of questions as it relates to work etiquette, okay, and relationship with management, but we cannot spend all the time, okay? We don't have all the time to ask all these questions. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to have another section of this meeting, okay? Then we'll have our guests. If Mr. Jide is still available and Mr. Isaac is still available, they can still be our guests in our next meeting, where we'll discuss other areas of this career. Seriously speaking, I I really feel for the accounting profession. Okay, I am not saying that the accounting profession is not doing well. ICANN itself has made it well glorified. Okay, ICANN itself has glorified the accounting profession, or the presence of ICANN has actually glorified the accounting profession. As we speak, when the student came out of the hall and they were saying the question was difficult, I was very impressed with ICANN. And if I had the opportunity, I would have gone to their office at VI. I would have shook the president by his hand. I would have asked for the examination committee. I would have shook them by their hands. I would have embraced them. Okay, even write checks for all of them and congratulating them for making the questions at least a talk for the day. Okay, a talk for the day. So the more these questions become difficult, I am not saying that you will fail your exams anyway. So the more this question becomes difficult, the more reputable this organization is. Everybody's ICANN, even people that doesn't know anything about ICANN, they were on Twitter that particular day, oh, FRU consolidation, oh, this and that. It makes the discussion very, 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 very interesting. In fact, employers were even seeing it. So, wow, let me say this exam tough. This boy that we are underrating our company, this exam is tough. But when the exam is very simple, you will still hear your employer telling you that it's not that small, that exam that you're going to write. My friend, go and write that exam and come back. But now they know that this exam is not shere, it's not for the small boys. So let them understand. So I was very impressed when ICANN twisted questions for them and took them unaware. That is my joy. So in this profession, I feel for so many people. And the reason why I feel for them is because many of them have the opportunity, but they don't want to take it. That is one way I'll be coming from. So many accountants has the opportunity, but they don't want to take it. Many of them are carried away with the past. Many of them are carried away with somebody else's bad stories. Oh, I have an uncle that has been a chartered accountant for 5 years now, for 7 years now. What has he achieved? What has he achieved? You are focusing on the bad parts rather than focusing on the good part. So somebody said you have to create connection. And me, I will say create connection with people that matters to your life. Create connection with people that matters in your life. If you are an accountant, you have to create connections with accountant, not just accountant that reasons the way a normal accountant should reason. So if you're an accountant and you have friends who are earning 150,000 as your colleagues, people that you hang out with, that is where you will belong. 150,000, because they cannot even give you a connection to 300,000. Before they will give it to you, they have to take that connection for themselves first. But when you have connection with people that earn 700, 1 million, 2 million, if they see an offer of 500,000, they will bring you on board. At least, okay, come manage this one first until you get a better one. You understand? So when you are creating your connections, look at those people that you are putting in your connection. Everybody is important though. Somebody that is earning 200 can also link you for a better offer. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is that build connections. Many of us have our LinkedIn profile, they are not working. Many of us have communities that are WhatsApp communities, they are not functioning. Even when you send a free training there, they don't even respond. They feel like we that are sending the free training, we don't have what we are doing. Many of us doing these things, we are already made. We have audit firms, so we have consulting works. Okay, we have clients that if one client pays, it has covered 6 months of your salary. So sometimes I will be in some accounting group, the team leads, the group leads will be trying to say, let me motivate this group, let me host a training. Okay, put an amount to it. You will still see somebody that will message you and say, this amount is too high. Can you make it 1.5? Imagine, can you make it 1.5? Not because he does not have that money, because if you allow them, these guys can do subscription of 5K at a go. They have the money. They can't tell me they don't have the money. Somebody messaged me and said his salary was 300K, that he would like to do a training, but that training will cost him 600,000. That is too much. That is already times 2 of his salary. And I was like, a training of 600K, your salary is 300K. Will the training add impact in your life? He said, definitely now. It's a very good training. It will add impact in your life. Why don't you go for it? Why don't you go for it? You can control that one. Your salary will always be that 300. Or even the day that your salary will enter 400, that training may also go up. So there's a correlation. So if you're saying, let me wait. The other people too are not waiting. The providers of the training are not waiting. Okay, they're also increasing the amount. So you guys will still end up meeting at a particular point. So sometimes I always tell people who are accountants, if you know that this profession is what you want to use to get money, if you know that this profession is what you use to train your children, feed your wives, feed your children, feed your parents and everything, you must pay the price to it. Wahala no dey finish. Okay, problem no dey finish. You have a bill for your family, they finish. If you don't train yourself wisely to earn more, that same family will ask you, all the money where they gather since where you dey? I don't know whether there's anybody that your parents have asked that kind of question before. All the work where you say don't they work, where you say they feel call yourself. only small problem of 2 million, you say you no get. Where the money dey, they will be the one to ask you that question. So the only way you can escape from all these things, those things are constant. Problems are constant. If you have read your scripture, you understand that, see, it is constant. You have been fighting battles from the time of your greatest grandfathers. So it is not going to be your turn. We were thinking that if Buhari goes and somebody else comes, it's going to be better. It is getting worse. It is getting worse. It is getting worse. As it is getting worse, what is your own preparation as accountant? What is your own preparation? I know of somebody who is no longer in the country. If this guy is making budgets, majority of his budget goes for training. And that is why I would say he is where he is at the current. Many of his budget goes for trainings. There's nothing you want to ask this guy that you say he does not know. And when he say he knows it, forget it, he knows it to the core. He knows it to the level of somebody who has spent 7 years on that particular job. He knows it. Why? Because he pays for training. And there's one thing I love about it. He will tell you that even if I attend a payroll training with you and I paid an amount, if somebody else is holding that same payroll training, I can still pay for that training. Why? You may be preparing payroll from a different perspective. This guy may be bringing another idea on payroll. That will not give me double idea. So I now know what both of you knows. That is the way he thinks. I now know what both of you knows. That is what sells this guy. Very young champ. He's no longer in the country. Company flied him out to go and be with one of their international branches. Why? Because of the wealth of knowledge that he has gathered. My prayer for the accounting profession is that whosoever are accountants in this profession should find a way to succeed in this profession. Because this profession is beyond bagging your ACA. And I will keep saying it again. I know somebody that said he does not even know where his ACA certificate is. He does not even know where he is. He said, if I need to go and check one of my wardrobe or I need to check one of my box, I can't even remember where it is. I can't even remember where that certificate is. But I am happy for him because wherever he is now, he doesn't need to submit certificates. He doesn't need to submit certificates. Why? Experience he has gathered, the wealth of knowledge he has gathered, he doesn't apply for jobs. They refer him. Okay, they now refer him. Oh, I have somebody that can do that job. He's good. So when they refer you, certificates is not really the problem this time. They say, forget this guy knows the job. So he doesn't even need to bring certificate. He will tell you that what he only has is the one that he has in his PDF file or one thing, that he doesn't even know where the original certificate is. Why? Because they have gathered wealth of knowledge. And I will keep telling you, there are dons in this profession. And it is paining me that these dons have refused to unleash the secret of them being dons in this profession. There are dons that these guys are doing too well in this profession. You don't even hear their voice. You don't even see them. You don't even see them. They are not even ready to come out and tell you that this is what they did. Because they know that accountants have, let me put it this way, are too full of themselves. That is the easiest way for me to put it. I'm so sorry. Accountants are they are too full of themselves. It is accountant that will be comparing himself with you. I'm better than you. They have this internal pride. I don't know where they got it from, whether it is the profession that gave them this pride, but they have this internal pride. They have this pride that they know it all. And when you feel like you know it all, that is your downfall already. What do you want to teach me? What do you want to, I've worked in so for years. What do you want to teach me? That's one thing alone that will bring you down. So I think one thing that we accountants need to address is our pride. This pride that we wear on ourselves like kusuble, like suits and blazers. We wear it on ourselves. We believe that we know everything. So where there's an opportunity for us to learn something differently, we will not be able to learn it. One of the speakers said that if you come to his company, even if you have worked in several companies and you have worked for 5 years, if you come to his company as an accountant, that you will learn so much. Meaning that learning does not have ending. Learning does not have what? Ending. So please, let us keep learning. All right? Let us keep learning. Let us keep investing. You invest in your career. See, investing is one thing, okay? And making use of that thing is another thing. Let me put it that way. So for you to get ACA is one thing. For you to use that ACA to get a job is another thing. So some people can get ACA, but they don't even know how to apply for jobs. You will see them with their ACA 3 years, 4 years, they are still earning 150. They don't know the places to eat. I think we are going to have a symposium. I'm going to invite 1 or 2 persons, okay? And also going to bring in our hypothetical guests like this that can just join us from the forum. Let us discuss. What are those companies that pays more? What are the companies that accountant needs to send their CV? How should we even apply for job? Somebody will use only one CV, apply for inventory job, apply for risk job, apply for accountant job, apply for management accounting job. How will they even pick you? One CV is working for all your jobs. I don't understand. How will they even pick you? So that leads us to what one of the guest speakers said, that sometimes interview presentation is another thing that is affecting us in this profession. You may just be there. Somebody else will just finish school. Before you know, graduate. Before you know, he's in KPG. Before you know, dealer. Before you know, he's in one manufacturing. Before you know, he has jackpot. You're not going to say, is there a witch that is following me? Sometimes they are not devils that is following you. It's just your pattern. You have failed to learn. We are just naturally too lazy. We have allowed our laziness to eat into our bloodstream. And that is why we are not progressing. Somebody was telling me that he cannot pay for, he doesn't think that he'll be able to pay for a training this December. That this December is for him to gather money, travel, go home and do one or two things. The place you are traveling to, is that the end of the travel? A training that may set you ablaze, on fire by next year. You say you are not sure that you may be able to embark on such a training. I don't know how some people think. Now, when you want to get a job, most times during this period and early next year, early the beginning of the year, that is when jobs are usually flying. Some people are changing jobs, things like that. At this point in time, we are supposed to focus on this industry. Where can I exercise my proficiency? How can I change my job? How can I get a better job? Now you are saying you want to go home to go and shut down. Is it the shutdown that you finish shutting down, you will now come back and borrow money from us that did not go and shut down? Is that the plan that you have as an accountant for yourself? And you said you are cost minimizers and cost controllers. So I asked somebody a question, that why is it that if you give an accountant 5 million naira to run a business, see, you have been at home, I give you 5 million naira, do that thing that you want to do, that your business. The accountant will fail. 80% of accountants will fail on that business. But take them, put them in a company and say, see, this company, you are going to manage this department. They will perform better than if you give them a job and tell them that this thing is for you, is a business for you, manage it. So accountants are now looking like they are now more or less like a slave, sorry to say. They prefer to be in the office. All what they have learned in ICANN and their BSc, they begin to quote, according to CSME, there's a policy, there's this that is known as this. They prefer to talk in that kind of this thing. They prefer those kind of contributory management, where they contribute to policies, contribute to international growth. But if you give them company or business, say, manage, go and manage, all those your CSME, those your account, everything, go and do it now. Do it in this business. Leave it for them. They cannot undo it. I have seen accountants who has failed. They have given them money to, they have failed. They'll tell, now work, I won't work. Now work, I won't work. Yes, everybody may not be a boss. Everybody may not be able to run a business. Now work, I won't work. So they prefer to be in that office and do their job. One of the speakers says that if he retires today, he wants to be a consultant. And that is one key, in this profession. Who is thinking that direction? How many accountants these days are taking that direction that if I retire today, I want to be a consultant? So many of them will retire today and begin to collect pension, and that's where their career ends. I have never seen any celebrity accountant before. I have never seen any celebrity accountant before. And that is because we are the cause of it. We only hype our profession. We only hype ICANN. We only hype, I have this. If you see any symposium that is related to accounting, if you begin to read qualifications, we celebrate qualifications too much. We forget about every other thing that is not pertaining to that qualification. BSc, ACA, FCA, DCCs, SCCs, MITV, STV, CITN, AIT, all the qualifications they will list it in that certificate, in that symposium. But what about the growth mindset? How can you make it? How can you be self-actualized? How can you be at that position where you know that yes, this accounting job has paid you more? You have to pay for the sacrifice. That is just the simple truth. Whosoever is here, who is chartered and who is earning more, has paid for it. There's nobody that earned it at a platter of gold, except if you were born with a silver spoon. So everybody has paid the price for it. I still tell people, even if you earn 100,000 naira, there's a room for you to attend a training. If you earn 50,000 naira, there's a training that belongs to you. Because if you earn 30,000 naira, there's a training that belongs to you. Have you ever asked yourself that you that collect 300,000, have you ever asked yourself that how does teachers, how do they survive? Some teachers collect 25,000 and some teachers collect 20,000 and they survive. Have you ever asked yourself that you that have 300,000, you don't even survive better than those guys? So for every level of life, God has made a provision for it. So those that are collecting 50,000, they have a way they survive. Those that are collecting 100,000, they have a way they survive. So in that way that you survive, there should be something that you're able to get. I told somebody that, why don't you go and pick up an audit job? If you tell them that you no collect money. You know what the person told me? In this economy, I have bills now. I'm looking for a company that can pay me like 200, 250. You graduated without no experience. You have applied for jobs. You never see one. I am categorically telling you that if you approach some audit firms, tell them that you don't need money, that you just want to stay with them. Sure, they should not give you transport, that you will fit everything. Let you just practice with them for for a year. Just give them a year. Don't tell them 6 months, give them a year. You understand? Just tell them that you stay with them for a year. Many of them will accept you. They will send you around now. Go and do this for us, go and do that. In that process, you are gathering what you never had. Somebody was telling me, I have bills to pay now. You have bills to pay. You have been paid. You have been without job for more than 2 years now. You have bills to pay. How have you been paying that bills when you don't have a job? How have you been paying that bills without that job? So sometimes we give ourselves excuses. These excuses are artificial. Just like somebody saying that death is not real. You that you know somebody died, and the person saying that death is not real. So most of these problems that we pose on ourselves are artificial problems. We give ourselves artificial problems. Why don't you just face reality? Pay the price. When you pay the price, you now try, you now see that you not succeed. Then you now go and check your foundation. Let's put it that way. Check your foundation and say, is that is for my foundation? Because I know I've paid the price. But there's no man who has paid the price that did not end up going what? Rewarded. So let's pay the price in this profession. Do your ICANN. It is good. But ICANN is what everybody does. What is that thing that you do in the secret? Everybody goes to church, but there's some people that has a prayer house in their compound or in their house. It is that place that answers their prayers. So when everybody prays in church and comes back, there are some people that still praise extra mile. Everybody goes to ICANN class at skills level, professional level. There's some people that still spend extra 3 hours at night, debating on what has been taught. These are people that has the vision of growth. Not you that is just taking life at levity and make it just be as it come. Please, let's have a mindset. We are going to have this section before ICANN resumes. Before ICANN result comes out and we resume, we're going to have this section. Let us say maybe on Sundays. Let's spend 2 hours. Let's discuss how can we be better off. How can we be better off? How can we be better off? Somebody stopped me. This is reality. Somebody stopped me and he said, "Sir, please, can you just give me 500 now? I want to use it for transport." I looked at the guy. I said, "Okay, where are you going to?" He said he was going to Suzo places in Lagos. I said, "Okay." Then the guy said, "I'm not a beggar. I'm an accountant." To God and man, the guy introduced himself. He said, "I'm not a beggar. I'm an accountant." And he was an accountant for a very big real estate company. If I call that company, we are 11, about 9 persons will know that company. He said, I'm an account trainee. I joined the company like 2 months ago. I'm not a beggar. Just help me with 500 naira. I was like, okay, that's fine. I gave it to him. These are accountants that help people to manage company, but they can never manage their own funds. It is accountant that will call the MD and say, I think we should do it like that. I think we should do it like that. They will collect praises. They will clap for them. But in their own life, they have failed to manage their own life. I will still repeat it. We don't have any celebrity accountants. The only celebrity accountant that we celebrate today is your ICANN president. And maybe if you have a accountant general, okay, but those ones are politicians already. But any celebrity accountant that we have now is your ICANN president that is a celebrity accountant. There's nobody that will come out and say he can shut down anywhere like Davido. Okay? Nobody can tell me that now in this profession. We have those that can do it. They are done. They have moved from being an accountant to being business tycoons, applying their accounting knowledge, just like what one of our speakers said that he was going to move into consulting. They are big guys, okay, in that field, okay? But as it is now, you have to network. And if you don't network, you may end up being in that position over and over and over and over again. I don't have much time to speak because if I want to speak, I will tell you things that accountants should do. There are some risks that you have to take. It is still the same accountant that will tell us that we are risk takers. Those that does not take risk does not grow. It is the same. Is it not the same people that used to teach it in CSME? It's the same accountant that has read it in CSME. But they will tell you that they can never spend something that is this. They will tell you that their salary is too low. They cannot do something like it. So what risk are they taking? They teach risk, but they don't practice the risk. Are you getting now? They teach risk, but they don't practice the risk. Somebody was telling me that I should help him to check a particular training that a particular body was offering. Let me check if the certificate is acceptable. Then I asked him that, what is the training all about? He told me. I said, do you need this training normally for growth? He said, yes. I said, then why are you too bothered about the acceptability of that certificate. That means you want to just pay for the acceptability of that certificate, not for the knowledge that you want to gather. So people pay for training because they want to just gather certificate, but not because of the training, the value that they are going to gather in that training. Okay, go for that training. If you have the money, pay for it. Some certificates are not well recognized like ICANN, but the knowledge that you are going to gather will give you what you need to step up in your career. How much did Dangote collect from his uncle? That is not Dangote of today. So you to go and collect something from somewhere and become who you want to be tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular section is proudly brought to you by Pathfinder College of Management and Accounting. I really wish that we have a lot of persons on board, about 100, 150, 200 on board, who will be able to discuss on the way forward in this profession. That this profession is beyond writing of examination. This profession is beyond entering Festac Hall, entering Abuja or Unilag Hall and go and write CSME or write PM and come out. There is life after being qualified. There is life after being qualified. And everybody will choose their path. I have drawn a model which I have communicated with just few persons that can build accountant, chartered accountant, not just chartered accountant, that can build accountant to a level of financial sustainability. But I refuse to share that model to the public because of hypocrites in this profession and because of those that are spoilers of other people in this profession. I have communicated these things with other people, and somebody was telling me that somebody else has applied a similar technique in another profession and it worked for them. But in this our profession, if you try it, somebody else will tell you that scammers are everywhere. You know, we are wiser than ourselves in this profession. So I've decided to reserve that technique. In fact, somebody called me for a meeting regarding to that particular thing. I told him that he should hold on for that meeting. That the only time I will have time for that meeting is when I have gotten at least 50 people that reasons like me. In the hand. 50 people that will reason like us that want to take risk. And it's not even risk. This is even an high-level risk, and this risk does not even have a negative impact. Okay, it does not have negative impact. But the issue is that they will always tell you that scammers are everywhere. Do you want to scam? Or somebody that has an ICANN qualification wants to scam you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I've said earlier, please, as an accountant, take time to go through yourself. Where do I want to end up? Okay, you came with nothing, you go out with nothing. Does not mean that you will suffer in Nigeria or you suffer in this country. You can still enjoy here and still go to heaven and enjoy. You understand? So you came with nothing and you go with nothing is material things. Okay? Christ too came with nothing and he went with what? Nothing. But what he left was a legacy. Your doyen, who is dead, left legacy. If they are doing any icon, they must call your doyen. In fact, there are some programs that they are trying to immortalize your doyen. Icon is trying to immortalize your doyen. There are some programs that they hold in his name. So you came, you are going, is material things. So, but when there are some things that you do, there are some big men of God who has left this world, okay, but their stories still tells and still transform lives till tomorrow. For those of you who are CSC people, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who have who attend sometimes, you know what I'm talking about. So there are some stories that if you hear from some men of God in the past who are dead, they transform your life, they give you more hope. But they are gone. They did not go with anything, but they left legacy around. So what are you leaving? All right, what are you leaving? As I've said earlier, I don't have anybody that I'm going to point that this chartered accountant is my mentor now because he is a celebrity accountant. So we have to create that in this profession. And I think it should start from now. It should start from now. As ICANN is creating chartered accountant, let us create celebrity accountants. All right, let us create celebrity accountants. So if we are creating celebrity accountant, life is going to be easy. Life is going to be easy. I will tell you one thing before I draw my curtain. Many years ago, I will tell you for free. Okay, I went for an induction. It was an AAT induction. I will tell you for free. ICANN invited many speakers at Festac. Look at what happened. Somebody said, I know the guy. He said, he was inducting that year. Came for him. Then he told me that he has collected the card of one of the women that came as a guest speaker. She owned an audit firm. I'm telling you for free. She owned an audit firm. She came as a speaker. The guy told her, okay, that's good. This card is the first thing that you have taken, and that is very good. She said she gave me my card. She even gave some other people cards. I said, okay, no problem. What you need to do now is to establish a communication with this woman. He said, no problem. I said, just, follow the trend. speak to her, but don't pressure her. Speak to her. I'm giving you for free. He told me later that he established a communication with this woman, and he started speaking. Then he had to just tell the woman that, okay, look, what he's looking for is that he is 80, because all of us met in the induction now. I'm 80 and you came for the induction, so you should know I need a place for me to practice and rehearse. I just need somebody that will guide me through and everything. I am telling you for free. This woman told the guy that she just went in and told the guy that as at now that she does not have a way that she can assist the guy. That even in her firm, she's fully occupied, and that was it. Even when the guy tried to reinstate communication later, the speaker did not even, she didn't even respond, fluently to the guy. When you want to help somebody, at least, okay, since I don't have, let me even try and speak to somebody. Okay, what you can do is that, okay, let me see, can you even send CV to so place? There's a way that you are going to behave that person will know, okay, this person is trying to help me. This speaker did not say any damn thing relating to that. She just gave the guy an express answer. I don't really think I can assist you this time. My firm is actually occupied and this and that. Okay, I wish you good luck in your career and everything. And that was it all. Even when the guy was trying to reinstate some communication later, the woman was looking at, I feel that she was looking at it like, this guy is trying to pressure me. Nobody's willing to help. So when somebody creates time like this, trying to tell you things, do not think that person is jobless. This is not the first time I'm hearing a situation like this. There are other situations, okay? There are other scenarios that are related to this that I cannot unleash in this particular meeting. But I'm just trying to tell you that sometimes when somebody assists you with just appreciate it. This particular meeting may just be virtual. I am not seeing your face. You're not seeing my face. Appreciate it and bring out something from it. Today, as I'm talking to you, the person that woman rejected, or let me put it that word, the person that woman refused to assist, later found his own way. And today, as I'm speaking to you, what he earns in 2 transactions will pay somebody that is earning 10 million naira in a year. That is, if you're even earning up to 10 million naira in a year. And if I want to tell you his story, I don't think we'll be able to live here today. It will tell you that if I do 2 transactions with 2 of my clients, I don't think that there's anybody that is collecting 10 million in a year that can stand me. And that's just 2 of my clients. And that's just 2 of his clients. So when economy is saying, these are people that can go for vacation. They can just say, I think there's heat in this country. Now there's heat. There's heat. All of us we are seeing in this country. Now this one can just tell you that there's heat in Nigeria. Is there any country that there is no heat? Just tell him, is there any country that there is no heat? He will buy ticket and go there. Because he has the money. This is the same accountant that we are talking about, the same accountant like me and you. He has the money. You understand? So there are so many things that is happening. Some people are not ready to help you. Some people are not ready to assist you in anything. You will be the one that will come for yourself for help. So when somebody is trying to, put you on the right track, the person also has his own problem and challenges. So we need to, focus, appreciate those that will assist us. Appreciate those that have already assisted us. Appreciate those that are giving us information for free. Appreciate those that are in our lives in one thing or the other. Appreciate every single accounting group that you have for every information that you receive. Even if you think that what is there? There's nothing like what is there. There's nothing like what is there. If you are ready to grow, you will grow. If you're not ready to grow, you will not grow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be stopping here. But I would not stop this without mentioning that Accountant Pathfinder is launching a diploma program this December. I cannot emphasize this enough. I don't want to be too proud to tell you that if you like, enroll. If you like, don't enroll. I don't want to be too proud to say if you don't enroll, it's to your own detriment. Why if you enroll, it's to your own benefit? No. Ours is to design something that we feel that is okay for you. Ours is to let you be aware that this thing is okay for you. Yours is to take advantage and ask yourself, do I need it? If you need it, go for it. Once you go for it, transform your mindset. Because one thing that is making us poor is our mindset. Transform your mindset. I have a guy that says that if you offer me any job less than 700, I cannot collect. Why? He knows his value. We are going to come to that. How an accountant can rate value for himself. We're going to come to that. We're going to come. It's not pride. Okay, these things are affecting our mindset. And when our mindset has not been well structured, it's going to affect our outputs and what we actually get from this profession. We're going to come to that maybe next meeting. But please, we have a training on diploma in applied accounting and diploma in applied corporate reporting. I think we have this on my screen. Don't know. Oh, please come. Am I still audible? Let's see. So the diploma in applied accounting, okay, is the highest training Pathfinder has ever launched. I will repeat it for free. The diploma in applied accounting is the highest training Pathfinder has ever launched. And as it is in Nigeria, it is the highest training in Nigeria, okay, for practical accounting. This is not because it is Pathfinder that is hosting this meeting. This is because it has been checked. Okay, it has been checked. We have checked practical accounting trainings. We have checked what they do, what their training actually entails, and we have compared it. This is the highest practical accounting training in Nigeria as we speak. I would have loved to show you the syllabus, okay, what is going to entail, but I will just use math to do a summary. It simply means that if you want to know what financial reporting is in practice, this particular training will prepare you for it. I am telling you for free. If you are in Pathfinder group, you must have seen the updates of this training. If you want to learn what accounting is in reality, this training will prepare you for it. That is why it is called Diploma in Applied Corporate Reporting, DACR. After this training, you will get your certificate, not less than 6 certificates. These certificates are to your credits. The highest of this certificate is your diploma, which you can use for job search. And you can use the DACR, which is the DAC, after your name. So if your name is Oluwapelumi Fisayo, it's going to be Oluwapelumi Fisayo. If you have your BSc ACA, so it can be Oluwapelumi Fisayo, BSc ACA DAC. Okay, DAC. Now, we are working tirelessly to ensure that this certificate gain national and international recognition. That is why we do not want to reduce our standard. See, we can offer the whole training for you for 10,000 naira. But that is not the standard that we are looking for. We can teach you everything, give you certificate for 10,000 naira because we are looking for money. We are hungry. Okay, as one of the speakers has said, we are hungry for money, so you can give you anything and you collect. We will still collect. We'll say, okay, if 1,000 person register, times 10,000, that is good money for us. We are not looking for that though. We are looking for those who are not going to attend this training because of the price, the cheapness in the price, but because of the value that this training will bring to your desk. Just 2 days ago, I had meetings with stakeholders, and they are even trying to increase the value of this training. What it means is that for those of you that are enrolling for this training, at the end of this training, inshallah, by God's grace, you'll be able to keep financial reports from beginning to end for various industries. You'll be able to keep financial report for logistic company. And please quote me. If I talk about keeping financial report, I do not mean that all those ones that you guys usually go and learn now, that they will just give you question and say revenue is 5 million, cost of sales is 6 million, is at 1 million, power cost is 500,000. They have given you all the figures. You just be the one to begin to say, okay, how do you to prepare P&L account or profit and loss account in ICANN? You just do the format and begin to put figure. This is not what we are teaching you here. We are teaching you how to get the data from different departments. If you are the only department where all the data are got, we'll teach you how to get the data, model the data, extract the data, collaborate the data, and use the data to present financial reports. This is how far the lecturers will be going for this course. So we are not teaching you how to go and gather and the normal P&L that ICANN is giving to you in your exam. You just bring it and say revenue, put it under this line at 10 million. We will tell you how the revenue was gotten. We'll tell you how it was recognized, how you can get the deferred revenue from there, how you can get your everything related to revenue. We are going to treat revenue as a module. So revenue and expense, revenue recognition is a module in this course. You're going to learn how revenue is being recognized in several industries. What even constitutes revenues in several industries? How you can create a template that will capture revenue in several industries. That is how far we are going. As it is, we are unleashing all the giants as much as we can get that has worked in several industries to come and unleash their knowledge. That is the reason for this course. This is the biggest in Nigeria. So far, so well. This is the biggest in this country. All right, that is the diploma program, and it's broken down into two: diploma in applied accounting, diploma in applied corporate reporting. Let me give you the difference. Diploma in applied accounting is the biggest because it covers reporting and taxation. So it covers reporting, it covers audit, it covers taxation, it covers financial modeling, it covers data analytics, it covers budgeting and financial statement interpretation, it covers compliance, it covers banking and financial management, it covers technology in corporate reporting, which is accounting software, it covers capstone projects. It's going to be a 3-month stretch course. Students are going to attend classes, get manuals, research, this is going to be a full-fledged. Why? For the diploma in applied corporate reporting, it is the baby to that. Why did I say it's the baby to that? It has about 80% of what that has. The other 20% has been extracted from it. So taxation, the full taxation has been taken out from diploma in applied corporate reporting. That means that if you're going for the diploma in applied corporate reporting, you only know corporate reporting, software, and some things. But you see that compliance, you only know few things. We extracted so many things from compliance. We did not put it in that. So we extracted so many things from compliance, all right? And then the taxation, we took taxation 100% out. From the diploma in applied corporate reporting, we took it out 100%. We don't want to see it there. Then we took out, I think, banking out of it and some other things. But for the financial reporting, it is we ended it there. The same financial reporting that you will do, okay, is the same financial reporting you will do in that. The same thing. So as at the end, you should be able to prepare financial reports. You should be able to sit as head of accounts for a logistic company, hotels and bars, at least for manufacturing company, for trading company, for real estates, okay, for real estates, for micro business, for general merchandise. I get it now, for audit firms. How many industries have I mentioned now? It's about 8 industries. I get me, and for general business, I think general business. It simply means that with the knowledge you are going to gather here, you can apply for almost any job. And if you go there, you will never be a novice. You will never be a novice. So what we have done is that we have gone to search for professionals who have worked in these industries. We have called them. Okay, we have created hypothetical case studies, in-depth one. All right. These guys are going to teach you whatever they have learned in their 5 years, 8 years, 10 years of experience in that industry. It simply means that you're going to learn everything that they have learned in 10 years, in 3 months in the class. You will learn it, you will do your capstone project, you do practical examples, you will submit, and everything will be done before you can now be issued certificates. This is a life-changing training, and it is going for 3 months. It is beginning in December 7, okay, and it will end by February ending. For those of you who are writing ICANN, it will not disturb your ICANN studies. This is a school, okay? This is organized by Accountant Pathfinder College. It's a college of management and accounting. It's a school. Your manuals will be available. Your reports, everything will be available. Now, if they give you, go and research on it. It's like MBA. You research on it, you come up with your own analysis. Others will come up with the analysis. Lecturer will come up with their own analysis. We'll meet at a point. This will not affect your ICANN studies. And it's going to run for 2 months. In these 2 months, you have your project inside of it. So if your lecture, 3 months, your lecture will go for about 1.5 months to 2 months, while the remaining 1 month plus will going to be for research, mentorship, and capstone projects. Please note, there's examination in this. There's examination and there's test. Okay, there's examination and there's test. It's not attend training and not even come for the training and you come and collect certificate. It's not done. There's examination, there is test, there's graduation. You graduate and you collect certificates. Okay, one beauty about it is that you are going to come out with a certificate in IFRS. Okay, that's a certificate in corporate financial reporting. It's going to cover, that is, the course covers IFRSs. So your IFRS that you're collecting 250,000 naira to pay and to collect, that some people are paying 250,000 to collect in other organizations. We are also giving it to you free in this training, which is your certificate in corporate financial reporting. It will certify that you are sound in IFRS because there's a course for IFRS here. The lecturers are going to teach you what IFRS and how to apply this IFRS in practice. So you're going to get it there. So in total, you should be getting nothing less than 6 qualifications. That is the training. So the training is going to begin in December 7. Please, what is the cost of this training? Let me just say it so hard. The cost of this training for the DA is 550,000 naira, payable in installments. If it's too big, split it into 3 installments. It's not going to be too big. The cost for the DAC is going to be 250,000 naira, which is almost half the price, okay? 250,000 naira. If you are registering for the DA, If you're registering for the dark, you have a registration fee of 25,000 naira, any of them. Okay, so 25,000 is a registration fee. You be enrolled, you get your admission letter to the school, you submit your credentials and everything, you'll be onboarded. Okay, so when lecture starts, you can now begin your lectures, get your materials and everything to commence classes. All right, this is not rush training of 2 weeks and then you are this one, you go with it steady by steady. You get it. So the DA is 550, which is payable by installment, and the last installment is going to be around February. All right, which is the end of the class. Then the DAC 2 is also going to be 250k payable by installment. All right, payable by installment. But both of them have 25,000 naira registration fee attached to it. All right. So this training is not for all, but for those that want to take the bull by the horn. Okay, so our guest speaker has been talking about trainings and Pathfinder are saying, okay, rather than us scattering the trainings and saying, come for payroll, come for this, we are trying to bring all of them in a more realistic scenario, okay? Bringing real life data, perform all these things, modeling and everything. You should be equipped. So when you go to the labor market, you have nothing to fear. You have nothing to bother yourself about because you have gotten the skill. And you're going to be part of our alumni, and where we have some other professionals there also, where you can also share experiences with us. We don't know everything, so if you have something that you want to share with us, you can also share with us from there, and learning what continues from there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the training that we have on board. We also have another one that's beginning on the 9th. That one is practical accounting training, the one of 35,000. I believe everybody knows that one, the one of 35,000 naira. That's on that practical accounting training. So we have said that some people cannot attend some training because of the amount that is attached to it. So if you want to go for the 35,000 naira training, I think this is what it entails here. Highlights of practical accounting bootcamp. That's your practical accounting bootcamp. This is an overview of what you're going to learn in that training. That training is going for 35,000 naira with certificates. All right, 35,000 naira with certificates. All right, so you can also go for that. So please, if you have questions related to that, you can drop that with me. Yeah, you can also chat this number up. All right, you can also chat this number up. So you can get info, this first number here, 070-145-80375, to get info regarding to this training. I am calling on every accountant here who wants to gain core practical knowledge, not just any knowledge, core practical knowledge, to actually subscribe to this training. As we speak, the training is going to be live physically in Ogba in Lagos. Okay, Ogba in Lagos, and it's going to hold just weekends for now. Weekends, all right, weekends. Then we are trying to also come on board for those of us who are far, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Zamfara. If you are far, we want to also capture you, and if we are capturing you, we want to ensure that we have significant number of you. So if you are from 10, we've gotten 2 persons already who are virtual. Okay, they are far, and they said they want to go for the training. In fact, they have already registered for the training. But we are still trying to get more persons who are far. Please, if you're in Lagos, come to Ogba. We have facilities for you, okay? Come and enjoy our facility. But if you're outside Lagos, you can still partake in this training. And you can just split the amount and say, okay, I have 150. Let me pay 150 as a first installment. Can I partake in this training? Yes, you can. I have 200. Can I partake in this training? Yes, you can. So before the training finishes, before you finish your capstone project, before you do everything, you must have finished your payment. Before you know, you are done. You don't have to repeat this same exercise next year again. It is once and once for life. All right, and once for life. So outside Lagos, you are invited, come for this training. All right, for the DA and the DAC. But for the bootcamp, the practical accounting bootcamp of 35K, that one is purely online. And that will begin on the 9th, okay, to go for 2 weeks, purely online. All right, no physical class for it. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that is all I have for you guys. That's all I have for you guys. Do you have any question from anybody before we call it a day, so you can prepare for work? Any question, any contribution, any motion, any addition from anybody at all? We have Ochimba Steven, we have Oluwaseun, we have Odion Isaac, okay, there's our guest speaker. We have Rufayat Oni, we have Vicky, we have Zoom user. Any contribution, any question?
I don't have any question for now.
Okay, thank you so much. That's our guest speaker who has spoken. I want to appreciate those of us who have joined us to this time. We spent a lot of time. We started by 4, and it's about 2 hours plus, almost about 3 hours. Thank you for staying with us. And I want to believe that today's section was highly rewarding, okay, because we've had so many contributions from our guest speakers and other persons. I also want to give special appreciation to our guest speaker, Mr. Jide Omolade, who is no longer with us, said he has a low battery, and Mr. Isaac, who has also contributed his own quarter, and Mr. Odedi Kayode, who is also not here with us because of his battery. Thank you so much for your contributions. And those of us who have been listening without saying anything, we also say thank you so much. We also want to thank the organizers of this program, which is Accountant Pathfinder and Pathfinder College of Management Accounting, for creating such an informal section where we have to discuss and spill up our mind. We say thank you so much, and we hope to get more of these sections going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've said earlier, you can continue discussion with me on 070-145-80375. And that will be all for now. Thank you so much for staying with me, and good night, and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Good night, everybody.